Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday evening. This is Meredith Hurston with Buy Black Baltimore 365, and I am with Gigi Biggins tonight. She is a digital marketer, and we are going to talk about how you can get your business ready for Q4 because we just entered Q4. It is October the 7th, and it is go time to get ready for holiday season. Welcome, Gigi.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, let me share this into the group so that
I'll share it too.
okay. While we're waiting for people to come on in, thank you for those that are joining. We're glad to have you guys tonight. And we're doing this on the public page, and I'm sharing it into the group just so that more people can check us out and see, um, so that more people can benefit from this video. And so I'm going to share it into our private Facebook group as well, which is the Black Business Owners Lounge. If you aren't a member, I invite you to join. Good evening, Keith. How are you doing?
Hi,
If you
Keith.
don't, if you don't mind sharing this with your friends or with your network, that would be awesome. And this is our first time using Be Live TV, and I feel like it's going to give us some technical difficulties because I wasn't able to share it from my phone. Are you able to share it? Were you able to share it out?
I think I did. Now, whether it's on my page or not, let's see. I think I shared it.
Yeah, because I don't even have the share button, but that is
It's
okay.
nowhere, for me on my phone, it was all the way down
Yeah, I
to here.
don't even see it, and I don't know if it's because I haven't updated my phone in the last couple of days, but oh well. We're gonna work with it.
Hey, we'll make it do what it do. Maybe you can share the recording once it's done. I guess maybe.
Yeah, I'll share the recording into the group.
I shared it, but I don't see it on my page. But
So Gigi,
yes,
you have been a digital marketer for quite some time on this online space. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it.
yes. Yes, I actually started my first online business in 1997. It was called the Voluptuous Woman Company, and it was for plus size women. And I kind of fell into this whole digital marketing thing. I'm a woman of a particular age, so when I was in college at Howard University, there was no internet. We had word processors. And after starting my business, I was amazed at how many people that I could reach online through the internet. You know, back then we had dial up. I'm really dating myself now. And what was it? Yahoo. Yeah. And AOL. So I kind of fell into it and started helping other businesses effectively as of 2002, with if you want to put a date on it. So about 18 going on 19 years in this business.
So you are not new to this. You are true to this.
Yes, yes. I've had an online store. I've been to Vegas to buy clothes from my in-home boutique. Um, we also started a division with building mobile apps and text marketing. I guess that was back in 2012. Yeah, I'm really dating myself. So yeah, I've hit about all aspects of digital marketing.
Okay. So what would you say are the biggest things that people need to be doing now to get ready for holiday sales season? Because you have an event coming up where you help business owners get all their ducks in a row.
Yes. Next, actually, Monday, October 12th, starts the Holiday Hustle 5-day challenge. And so from the 12th, which is that Monday to Friday, I will be taking new and existing business owners through a series of things from websites, optimizing your websites, building your lists, marketing your product, even product creation a little bit, and also how to track your product, track all of the things that you're doing online. Because unless you know what's working, you won't know what or what not to do. So that's what we will be doing. The biggest thing I say, we are now in October 7th. The biggest thing you should be doing now is building your list, your
When you
email,
say your list, you mean email list, and if you
email,
use
text
text
marketing.
messaging or SMS marketing, you
Yeah.
should be building all of those channels.
Yeah, especially it's because the reason why we are going to, more than any other year, we're going to be in competition, really in competition with a lot of bigger business boxes. You know, the Walmarts, all of those are closed on Thanksgiving. Normally they're not. So guess where they're moving with, where they're really to the online space. And see, they have the money to pay for those Facebook and Google ads to pop up. Whereas we, as the smaller business owners, unless we start building our list and those people who we know are our target audience, we're going to be fighting them, getting into their mailbox. So if you start now and start building that list and nurturing people and getting them used to getting emails from you, when you start sending, and you don't want to send just before Black Friday, you want to start kind of priming them in the beginning of November, to be perfectly honest.
So
Even
that's something that I recently learned. I had never heard the term before, maybe like 3 weeks ago, about warming up your list.
hmm
I and not warming up your list in terms of getting them used to hearing from you, but like legitimately warming up your email service provider so that they get your emails through like
yeah,
the tech part of it. Because
yeah,
if you haven't been used to sending emails, like they may go to the spam or to junk or something like that. So you have to
exactly.
like warm up your list again so that you have a better chance of those emails falling into the inbox.
Right. And remember, a lot of people are using Gmail,
Hmm.
and most people have those three folders or tabs on Gmail. You have promotion, you have the, I think, priority, and then social.
Right.
If your list isn't warmed up through your ESP, which is the internet service provider, they're going to hit your, most like, your promotion folder.
You have the
And a
promotion.
lot of people, you'd be surprised, a lot of people don't even look there. So you almost have to tell them when they join your list to white label, excuse me, not white, like white list your email. And so I even have it on our, when people join our list, to show them how to move it from the promotion to, the main one, the primary, because they really don't know.
Right. So, I mean, this is kind of an aside, but
And
not unsubscribe, but I turn that off. I want all of my email to come to my inbox. Like, I don't like the
it's
fact
good.
that they have like
Yeah,
a social tab and a promotions tab because I feel like I'll miss something. Because a lot of times when you look at that stuff on your phone, especially if you're on your phone, you may forget to check those tabs, and you
yeah. But you know what? A lot of people don't. They don't know how to do it,
mm-hmm.
and they don't know that they can do it. So yeah,
So as business owners, we have to bear that in mind when we're trying to send out communication.
yeah. And
So,
don't wait until November 25th to start emailing your list with the promotion. That's
right.
the one thing you could do.
So start now, you guys. Like start sending out weekly emails, and if you have trouble, trying to figure out what you could talk about, like start out with reintroducing yourself. Let them know, that you're planning to have some holiday promotions and that you're excited about it, and for
Right.
them to stay tuned and start
Exactly.
posting on social media, letting people know that you are going to have some promotions and build some excitement around it so that they'll be expecting your email messages when they do finally hear from you about what your promotions are.
And ask them questions. Ask them, what are they looking for this holiday season. I think what's going to happen, because um, people, we've never been through this time, and so people may be looking for more specialized or personalized gifts. Of course, you have the TV and everything, but I have a feeling people are going to be looking for more personalized gifts, things that are memorable. So if you have something that you're offering, or you can put a spin on your current products or services and make them memorable easily, start thinking about doing it, but ask them what they want.
I agree. And then, like, bundles are a big thing. Like if you have different products that you may not necessarily have to put a huge discount on them, but if you could like bundle certain products together and increase the value, then you could
Yeah,
still, kind of charge the same price. You just increase the value of the product and you can
exactly.
still make your, if it's a $40 or $50 product or whatever it is that you have, you're not necessarily taking a huge discount off of it.
And if you already have, like, we actually, one of the products we sell is a bath wrap for plus size women, a
Mhm.
spa wrap. And what we started doing actually this week, touching base with our existing customers, or customers who have basically purchased in the past,
Mm-hmm.
touching base with them, just say, the holidays are coming and we're going to start taking pre-orders because we sell out of them all the time. And so we're starting to take pre-orders for the holiday. So if you don't want to miss it, or want someone to want to gift them what you have, this is a great time to do it. So that's one thing you can do also.
Awesome. So it's important, like we talked about, it's important because a lot of people are going to be doing a lot of online shopping because we don't know what the status of COVID is going to be, if there's going to be, a second surge prior to the holiday, and that interrupts, shopping season, traditional in-store shopping season.
Right.
We're thinking that a lot of people may just do a lot of shopping online just to kind of get it out of the way and take advantage of whatever promotions. So as business owners, we want to be all up in that mix and be poised to take advantage of that. So
Yes, we want to get that money.
yeah, get that money, get them coins,
Right.
get them coins. So we are all about trying to get to the money. So I'm excited that you're offering, this free challenge, and it's a 5-day challenge, right?
It's a 5-day challenge. And I decided to we did it last year. I did it last year for the first time, but it was later in the year. I think it was like around October 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And we had about 40 people in it. This year I decided to do it again because I have so many businesses that I've worked with in the past. I used to handle the SCORE chapter, DC chapter of SCORE, which is a free mentoring. I used to do the digital marketing for them, and found out a lot of people didn't know a lot of things that I thought they should. They have a website, they don't know how to optimize it. They may have had an email list with constant contact and never used it. So I want to be able to take them through getting your online presence set up and functioning. I've had people that say, "Oh, I have analytics, but I never look at it." Well, that's no help.
Right.
So we're going to take them through 5 days, and actually, if they sign up um, for it, there's pre-work that they need to do so that they can be ready to, you know, hit the ball running on Monday. And everything's recorded. So each day the recordings will be in our membership area at 10 a.m. and they can go in because, people are working from home or dealing with their children with virtual school. So everything is recorded. But each night at 8 p.m., I'll be in our group, Facebook private group, answering questions, giving advice, even maybe some ideas for people that may be interested in what we're doing, how to handle certain things or if they're stuck on something.
Okay.
And we'll be able to do a lot of different tools. I love automation, and I love a lot of free stuff too. So we'll be talking a lot of tools that people don't realize that are free that you can use. If you pay for anything, you want to pay for your email service provider. If you don't pay for anything else, of course, besides your website, you want to pay for your email service provider. Don't always go cheap. Don't always go free.
I agree with that 100%. And I've been in the online space because I think we met originally at Blogalicious 2012.
Back in Vegas, wasn't it?
Yep, in
Like,
Vegas.
like
shout out,
6 years.
shout out
Yeah.
to Stacey Ferguson,
Yes.
who recently launched her Revelry box. I don't know if you know that or not, but she just
Yeah.
live with her new subscription box,
Which is awesome. Yeah. And that's just, sometimes you got to pivot, when you're tired doing certain things. And good thing she did it now because, everyone's online now. I was on which is weird. I was on 2 different conferences today online, which was crazy. Because we built chat bots. Yeah, I was on. So I had one on the iPad and one on the laptop. On my laptop and looking at both. And I was like, this is crazy, but I was doing it.
Yeah, I just came from a long conference over the weekend. It was 4 days, but it was amazing. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that the conference that I came from, Traffic Sales and Profit,
Mm-hmm.
TSI with Lamar and Ronnie Tyler.
Yeah.
One of the things he teaches is, when you have a product or service, you launch, and then like after you launch and go through your sales process or whatever, you want to analyze the data. So that's important that you have some metrics to track, and not to get into like all corporate or whatever, but it's important to have key performance indicators. So you
Right.
want to look at the things that you sold, what went well, what didn't go so well, and then you want to make a target, concerted effort on things that went well. And as he says, pour gasoline on it. So,
Right.
you want to analyze what went well, what didn't go so well, and then you optimize what went well and, keep it moving. And that's how
Yeah, that's why one of the pre-work assignments, if they already have a website and or landing page, and we talk about the difference, or e-commerce, you want to make sure you have that Google Analytics on the back end of it. And for those people that may not be aware what that is, like what is she talking about? It's a piece of code that sits on the back of your website. Nobody sees it. And it's free. It's free. You just have to know how to put it on. And I even give a video that shows how to apply for it, and then put it on your that you most likely won't use. But some of the more important ones, you can see how many people visit your site. Did you see that it's counting down again?
I did see that.
That's weird. Okay.
Hopefully it didn't cut us off. Oh no.
No, it still looks like we're still connected.
I think so. Maybe
And I'm on my page. I was able to share it to my page. It looks like it's still on. So one thing it shows is how many people visit your site. It shows if they're new or returning visitors, what area of the world they're coming from, like geographically, where they're coming from. One thing there's two really great metrics I love about it. You can actually see who's visiting your site who's viewing it from a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, or a phone.
Yep, mobile devices.
Which is great because if your website, great if your website is optimized for phones, but if it's not, that's one thing you check. But the other one, you can actually see what pages, like the top 10 pages people are viewing. You may think it's one service or product, and it may be something totally different.
Right. So it's important to learn, like, what people are looking at and, like versus what's selling and all of that. So it helps you
Right.
really look at your business strategically and what, where you should focus your energy. But
Right.
one of the things you mentioned about websites being mobile responsive, that's super important because Google kind of renders your search based on whether or
Yeah.
not your site is mobile responsive. If it's not mobile responsive, it pushes you down in the search results. So you want to
Yeah.
make sure that your site is, optimized for mobile devices. And that's pretty easy to do. Like it's pretty easy to find mobile responsive things.
Yeah.
So we've been on for a few minutes. So I just kind of want to just pause really quick and welcome the people that are, tuning in case you weren't on when we first went live. We're talking about how you can optimize your online presence and get yourself ready to sell for the holiday season with Gigi Biggins. She is a digital marketing specialist. She's been in the game a long time and she has the Holiday Hustle challenge coming up next week, which is a free challenge. It's a 5-day challenge, and she's going to get you in tip-top shape to be successful this holiday season.
Yes, to make some money.
Absolutely. Get those coins.
Ching, ching, ching.
So I think one of the popular questions, if you don't, mind sharing, you're probably going to cover this in the holiday hustle, but a lot of people wonder between like WordPress, Shopify, Wix, what are some other ones? Squarespace. I think those are like the big four.
Mhm.
WooCommerce, WooCommerce goes with WordPress. Like,
Right.
do you recommend like one platform over the other, or does it really matter?
Well, it really depends on what you're doing. So when clients come to me, if you're basically selling a product where you have SKUs and it's a physical product where you're shipping out, whether it's shapewear, lingerie, hair care, a physical product, you want an e-commerce site like a Shopify, like a Big Commerce, and there's a Big Cartel is one.
Mhm.
Those are the kind of three. Shopify is the big baby of them all,
Right.
the big daddy of them all, because it integrates with a lot of systems, integrates with Facebook. A lot of email systems have an open API for it. So it is very easy to set up. Actually, we have our plus size bath wraps on a Shopify store.
Mhm.
Also with the Shopify store, you can connect it to your IG and sell very easily. So if you're have a products, I say go with that. If it's more service based, you can do a WordPress. Now, if you are not familiar with building websites and WordPress, don't try to use WordPress. It's a great product if you know, but if that is not your forte, or you don't have someone that can build it for you, I wouldn't suggest that. Wix, I have interesting feelings about it, and that's interesting. But I just feel Wix kind of um, nickel and dimes you for different things, um,
Mhm.
for what they have. In full disclosure, for 6 years, I was a constant contact um, authorized local expert where I went around training small business, nonprofits, chambers of commerce on constant contact. And for those that don't know, constant contact is what we call an email service provider. They're one of the oldest email service providers. The great thing is they are US based out of Boston, Massachusetts. So you can actually pick up the phone and call them. But about 2 years ago, they came out with their own website builder. And the website builder is part right now is part of their email platform. So if you get the email system, which is $20 a month, you get in website builder for free. It normally is just $10 a month. But
That's
on top
awesome.
of that, I love about it is they also added the ability to have a store. So not only do you have a website, you can have a link to a store. Very easy to set up. I mean, like stupid easy to set up the store, and it's very affordable. You can use your own domain. So for those that want to say, www.mystore.com, you can have that. It's not like part of it. And guess what? It doesn't cost you anything to do that. I think with Wix, if you want to have your own domain, they probably charge you for that. But that is a great alternative. And I'm into trying to help people with easy products to use, and that's one of the easiest that I have found. And you can, and then you kind of like when you go to set it up, you put the name or say it's a spa or beauty, and it already has kind of templates in it that you can just change out the pictures and words and colors and things of that sort.
So they make it really easy for you.
They make it real easy, and especially if you're trying to get something up before the holidays and your money's tight and funny. I would say go with that, and that's we will be going through that through the holiday hustle. Um, because remember, people, you can always start there. You don't always have to keep it for life. So
Right.
if you're just going to get something up and going, get a presence if you don't already have one, or maybe your website person went bye and disappeared. You can go through that, get it up there, get it nice and pretty looking, and sell. And then by January, if you want to, when you make all your money, you can actually get a website designer, and they can do it really the way you want it to.
Because we gonna
So it's
make this
not permanent.
money.
Yeah, it's not permanent. You know,
Right.
it's not permanent. Yep.
Yep, I'm partial to. I have not tried the Constant Contact Builder, but I've used WooCommerce for
Yeah,
WordPress,
it's part of
um,
WordPress.
and that wasn't very hard. One of the first things I did was sell soap and body butters and body oils.
Okay.
I started out on Word or WooCommerce for WordPress.
Yeah.
I eventually did transition to Shopify, and I did love Shopify, but I thought it was a lot more expensive.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Shopify, the lowest one is $29
Hmm.
a month. But guess what? There's another one out there that's cheaper. I told you I'll give you some cheap stuff. I wouldn't like to say that. It's called bigcartel.com. You can start off with $9.99 a month, $9.99. And I think you can have up to 50 products, I believe.
Okay.
Um, they do have some templates. It's not as many as Shopify, but to get the job done, if you don't want to spend $29, you can go with Big Cartel as well. Now I haven't tried and I have not tried Squarespace. I've seen sites built on that and they look really good, so, but I'm not really sure how functional, how easy the back end is. So I can't speak to that.
I have not tried Squarespace either, but I know it's pretty popular with a lot of people. People seem to think that it's easy to use. Um,
Yeah, so it probably is then.
One thing I do want to get your professional opinion about, because I have my own opinion about, but it's payment processors. I know that it's really popular for people to use Cash App, and I am of the opinion that Cash
Yeah.
App is a personal payment processing system that you use with like friends and family or people that you know. or like on the spot purchases. Like if I have someone cut my grass and they, come to my house and cut my grass, or they clean my house or something like that, they've completed the service, so I don't have a problem cash apping them. But if I'm making a purchase online, if I'm buying a wig or buying hair or something like that, I'm not going to cash app you $250 and I don't know you from Robin Hood's barn. I'm just not doing that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I feel as though, as business owners, we need to have, bona fide payment processing systems in place. And what I mean by that is like your PayPal, Square. If you are doing high volumes, you can go to your bank and you can get a merchant account. You can use Shopify payments. But I really want to persuade people away from using Cash App for transactions with people that they do not know. In my
Right.
opinion, it's not safe as a consumer to purchase goods and services, from Facebook groups or just Facebook in general, from someone that you've never laid eyes on, because you don't, there's no way that you can go back and, collect those funds if they don't make good on, the delivery of those goods or services.
Right.
Because you can't call Cash App, and Cash App don't care nothing about you lost your money and somebody scammed you.
Nope. So I'm glad you brought that up because we actually will be talking about that next week. We're talking about three, which is PayPal, Stripe, and Square.
Okay.
Um, you at least have it, and because we didn't get and don't want to get into, you have authorized net, which is goes through your bank, and I know when I started selling clothes in 1990, excuse me, in 2003, I think was the first when we actually started selling clothes. I had to have the actual credit card machine, the good old fashioned credit card machine,
Mhm.
and which they charge you a equipment fee plus authorized net charged me $35 a month. Um, Whether I had used it or not. Plus, if I did use it, I was charged a transaction fee
Oh
plus,
wow.
plus the percentage. Right? That was post PayPal. PayPal came along and it's like, oh, this is online process, one of the oldest ones. They have grown a lot. I mean, there's funding now. Do you have PayPal credit? You can get
Mhm.
loans with PayPal. Some businesses, I know I follow a lot of the big internet marketer gurus. Some people, for whatever reason, have had their PayPal account shut down or gone bye-bye. So whatever you do, make sure you have one of the two. PayPal, because people are comfortable with PayPal, because they don't have to give out, say, their credit card information to the buyer. And
Right.
also, too, if with PayPal, if you, like you were saying, don't get your product or service, you can put in a claim, and PayPal will contact that vendor and hold their money until it's resolved
Correct.
one way or another.
And so with
So
Cash App, you don't have the opportunity to make a claim. And people a lot of times will say, well, Cash App is a part of Square, which is true, but Square is a separate processing system and you can file
totally,
claims with Square. You cannot file claims with Cash App. So people need to
yeah,
be really clear about that, especially consumers. But I would highly encourage, business owners to absolutely consider another payment mechanism. It's fine to use Cash App as a form, but I really dissuade people from using that as their primary or sole form of payment that they accept from consumers, because I
but
feel like
guess what?
that'll limit their sales.
Right, but guess what? I have a client because I work with the Baltimore Business Women's Center as a business advisor, and we were talking about building her list because she's new to all of this, and she uses Cash App. She said, "Oh, she said I don't have the contact information, meaning even the email of the people that pay me through Cash App." And she does a lot of vending, and unfortunately she doesn't write like a sales receipt out to get the information. When I used to carry clothing, even when I was vending in person, a lot of times I actually had a receipt book. And while I was packing up whatever they ordered or waiting for them to get the credit card or whatever, I said, "Hey, can you just put your first and last name and your email and your address if you like, but at least the minimum your email address." At least I know I had that. Unfortunately, she didn't do that, so now all those people that paid her via Cash App, she can't contact them because she didn't. She has no way to contact them. So and also Cash App cannot integrate with any that I know of online systems at all. Cash App is not an option. PayPal is, and Stripe, mostly Stripe is, but online systems and stores, Cash App is not an option to process payment.
Right. So Marquita gave us a comment. She said, also make sure that you do not select send money to a friend option for buying goods and services because it does not offer buyer protection. And that's absolutely correct, especially when you're doing business transactions, because I know a lot of us,
Yeah.
myself included, I use PayPal for both personal and business purposes. When I'm purchasing goods and services, I definitely, send it as a business transaction. And that's another point I wanted to touch on. Even when you mentioned about authorizing it, thank God we aren't still in those days where they're charging us $35 a month, to have access to
Mhm.
the service on top of the processing fee that they charge. A lot of them is like 2.9%. We've
Yeah, that's kind of like the average. Yeah.
yeah, we've come a long way, and they're not doing that anymore. But one thing as business owners we have to keep in mind when pricing out our products, you want to include those things in your pricing, because processing fees are a cost of doing business. So you
And it's
roll and it's a tax write-off, but you roll that into your goods and services, because I know I've met some new business owners, and I was kind of guilty of that myself. Like when you start business, like you have humble intentions, like I want to be an entrepreneur and I'm gonna sell these bars of soap for $3, and then you sell a $3 bar of soap, and somebody purchases it through with their card, and they take off the little 3% or whatever, and you're like, but I'm only getting $2.75. The prices,
yeah.
you got to earn your worth.
Yeah. And the worst thing that you can do, and I hate, and I've seen mostly gas stations do this. I have a problem. Don't tell me it's one price for cash and one price for credit card. You will lose me as a customer.
Oh yeah, gas stations have that bad. It's like,
Yeah.
what is it, like 4 cents difference or something like that?
But certain areas, and we know what I'm talking about. Certain areas
We're
to
not gonna
certain
go there
areas.
today.
No, we're not gonna go there. But that's the worst thing you can do is tell me it's one price if I pay it by card. I'm like, really? Like you writing it off either way. You just write, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's just, it just puts a bad taste in your customer's mouth. If to me, I'm like, oh, so you're trying to, so you're forcing me because I don't carry cash. Let's just be honest.
And a lot of
I
people don't.
because you know what? I find that I use more cash than I do, or I can't keep track of it versus a card. That's just me, you know. But
And
yeah.
another thing that I want to put on people's minds and they should look into, I don't know if you cover this on the holiday hustle, but if you have higher price products, like if it's $50 or more, I actually don't know what the threshold is, but you can offer payment plans. So there's a firm that offers that you can apply for their payment plan program, and Afterpay, and also Quad Pay. And I want to say there's a fourth one, but those are the three big ones. Oh, and PayPal has the PayPal credit. So
PayPal credit.
you can offer those services to your customers if you have higher price items, and that's akin to like putting something on layaway. But the good thing for you as a business owner is that you get your money up front, and so
Yes.
the consumer deals with Quad Pay or Affirm or PayPal credit
Yeah.
after the fact. But you get your, when they buy their product or service, you get your money up front, and then they deal with the consumer on their payment plan. So
Right.
look into that as well if you're planning to sell like bundles or have higher ticket items that you want to sell
You
for
need to
Black
do it
Friday.
now. You
Yes.
need to do that. And just as because I started looking into Afterpay, just because that came up in a conversation to add for me to add to the holiday hustle next week. And I went through Afterpay. So Afterpay, and I haven't tried the firm or the other one yet. Afterpay does, once you go through putting your information in, they then send me an email back saying I need to send them, was it 4 or 6 months worth of, they don't want technically my bank statements, but they want to look at what my volume was for those months, also what my return is for those months.
Like your
So,
transaction history.
so for the newer businesses or the newer vendors that don't have really that high number, because I know that's what they're looking for, they probably won't approve you. I'm going to look into Affirm and the other one. Now, also there's one Shop Pay, which is Shopify Pay
Right.
as well. because I've had people pay me through, and I didn't have to apply for it for my store. They just use Shop Pay as well, so that's another option. But I know PayPal Credit, you don't have to go to me through any of those hoops. Like I'm finding with the firm. I'm going to check out, not a firm, excuse me, Afterpay. I'm going to check out the other two as well, just to see. But you're absolutely right. If you have a higher ticket item, it's great. Get your money up front and let them go chase them down for the monthly fee.
Yep.
Yep.
Get those coins, people.
Yeah.
So the things you have in terms of the holiday hustle, you mentioned the pre-workbook that you have for people to go through. And so I think I downloaded it. I don't know where it went. Shoot. But
So some of the things that the pre-work is about the Google Analytics. Also, trying to get you in the mindset of what you'd be selling. Also, we want to look at what are your digital assets, and by that I mean, do you have email? Do you have a store, or do you have a web presence? How many, numbers of followers do you have on your Facebook, your Pinterest, your LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram? Because you want a benchmark, you want a starting place, so that when you're going through this and you keep in your sales, you want to see how you're increasing, what's working, what's not. And I always tell people at least once a week check in. If you do a promotion, I noticed that the more I keep posting about the hustle, like this week, we really are really going in. The signups are coming more and more, and plus it's closer to the date. People wait to the last minute for whatever reason. So you just want to track everything on your Facebook. You can track your insights. On Instagram, you can do the same thing. You can kind of see, how many people are looking. It'll tell you you're down this week or up this week. You can see how many likes one post got over another without having to go through each post. There are a lot of great things. And then there's third-party apps too that you can use and track all that as well.
right, and you go into some of those tools in the course, right? Because I see
Yeah.
I'm inside the portal, and you have a Canva training.
Yes,
Um,
we're
there's
giving you Canva training because you have to, if you really want to have nice graphics, and you already know that. I'm not a graphic person, but Canva has been a lifesaver for me for years because they have the post, you just change the colors, the images, and everything in there. We'll be also talking about a video testimonial platform that I want to introduce everyone to, so that if you want a video testimonial, a lot of times people's like, oh, take your phone, do a video, tag this. You don't want to have your people doing all that. Upload it to YouTube. There's video testimonial platforms where it'll have maybe your branding for your product or service. You send them the link. They click the record on their phone. They do the video, and it goes into like a holding system. And you, as the owner, can then promote that through whatever means you like.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's it because you want to make things as easy as possible for people to buy and give their kudos to you or their positive testimonials as well.
And the link I want to drop the link in the chat for
Mhm.
the challenge. What is it?
HolidayHustleOnlineChallenge.com, or you can text. I don't know if I could. Do you have the text number too?
It's holidayhustleonlinechallenge.com.
Hmm.
And once again, this is a free challenge, everybody. So definitely take advantage
And
of
I'm trying to.
um,
I can give you the text number too, Meredith, because I know we had to change systems.
okay, what is the text number?
You can text hustle, HUSTLE, and the number is 202 410 5669.
202-410-5669.
Yes.
So I dropped both of those in the chat. So definitely make sure you take advantage of Gigi's challenge because she is going to get you in tip-top shape. So if you guys have any questions about things that you need to, or what you are thinking about, what you need to do to get your online presence ready for the Black Friday holiday, Cyber Monday, Shop Small Business Saturday. We should be observing all of those days.
And don't forget Giving Tuesday. A
Yep.
lot of people Giving Tuesday is so if you are a nonprofit or you are you promote or you support a particular nonprofit, you can even do some sales and maybe have a particular percentage of them go to that nonprofit. Giving Tuesday is a Tuesday after Cyber Monday, and we'll be showing you how they have like these great kits that you can download to do selfies to they give you posts. I mean, it's amazing. Same thing for Small Business Saturday. Small Business Saturday was created by American Express, and Small Business Saturday also has a portal you can go to and download all kinds of graphics and things of that sort. And they actually have a lot of information geared towards Black businesses, which I thought was interesting when I went there.
Yep, I shared that in our Facebook group in the Black Business Owners Lounge because they have the culturally relevant, um,
Hmm.
graphics and icons that you can order from them. I think they have
Yep.
stickers and things that you can print. So definitely take advantage of that, especially if you have a brick and mortar store. You can
Right.
get those decals and things for your business.
And use them on your social media as well.
Yep, absolutely. To let people know that you are open for business for Shop Small Business Saturday. So some of the other things that I wrote down, you're going to be covering your website, which we already kind of talked about some of the platforms, but you're going to be discussing landing pages, social media, how to get your with your products and SKUs set up appropriately, product creation, and I know I mentioned bundles earlier. So if you're like coming up with new products to sell, also how you can bundle them.
Right.
And then you're going to be looking at metrics.
And
Um,
one of my favorites, you can't forget video.
Yeah, video, how to use video, which that's one of my
Video.
favorite things as well. That was last month's training, like how to get comfortable and confident on video, because that has to be a super important part of your holiday strategy. And
Hmm.
that's one of the things that I'm trying to do with our business owners here in Baltimore is to get them to come online and do like a QVC and HSN style show with me. Like you have 15 minutes to feature your product. So if any of you guys are interested, definitely inbox me and let me know. We're planning to do that on the third Saturday of this month. We did one last month. So let me know if you're interested in doing that. And you can, if you're selling sunglasses, you can model your glasses or whatever products you have to sell. You can do, a QVC style presentation and then offer a promotion, to the viewers.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about a very inexpensive system you can use actually also to create videos.
Hmm.
A lot of people are like, how am I going to create a video? That's not my forte. There's a lot of, so we're going to be introducing one of those too. And we will be doing exercises. So you're just not, even though everything's recorded, I'm going to have you do certain things because I think, like you said, once you get out that comfort zone, even if it's just taking your phone and recording a quick introductory 30 second spiel about your business, it'll kind of get you out of that I'm scared mode. Even, my biggest proponent for people, go live on Facebook or Instagram.
Hmm.
Go totally live and talk about and be consistent. I have a client, and she's been doing this for way before even COVID. She sells paparazzi jewelry, and she now sells these things called color streeted. You can put, it's like fingernail polish, but it's not polished
Oh, the
on
nail
it.
wraps.
Yeah. So what she started doing, she started going live every Wednesday, um, faithfully, whether one person was on there, no, who, and she's making sales. Now she goes every day at I think 6 or 6:30,
Hmm.
and she gets sales every time she goes live. And guess what? It stays on her page, so that way, if the person couldn't make it, they can still go. And she does, okay, this is number one, and this is number two, and they buy from her that
Yeah.
way, which is she makes money when she's live, and she makes money even after she's not
Yep.
live.
You can
And
always
she
send
does
a
it
replay.
faithfully. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, she's like, you know what, I'm making money while I'm asleep. I was like, that's the best kind of money to
That's that
make.
passive
'Cause
income.
Yes, Lord. I never forget when I was carrying clothing, and we used to carry these beautiful knits. They were from Holland. And like I said, for plus size women. And my thing is, it had to fit the plus size woman body.
Mhm.
I never forget. I woke up one morning and I had a $900 order. I was like, I said, "Is this a mistake?" And this someone, I forgot where she was, had bought four sets because they weren't cheap.
Mhm.
Um, but they were beautiful knits, 4 or 5 sets. But to wake up and see that order, and I was like, okay, I couldn't ship it out to her fast enough.
That's exciting,
Yeah,
especially sleep. That's
it,
almost $1,000, a whole stack.
thank and that was really before, I was back in 2003 when I first started carrying clothing. So you're talking about really before social media where we are now. So now we are in such a amazing selling space, um, for your business, and you got to get on, cut the shyness, get online and get it done.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I tell people. Like, a lot of people are afraid to do video. And the thing I tell people, and sometimes people don't like when I say this, your first video is going to be the worst one. It might be terrible. That is okay. Get it out the way because you have nowhere to go from there but up.
Right, that's true.
And I mean, so just get it out. Just go live and do it. As long as you don't, have any boogies in your nose, you'll be okay.
I haven't heard that term in a long time.
I
I've
mean,
been
you'll be
listening to her.
okay. It's probably not going to be your best performance, but that's okay. You get it out of the way, and you look at
But
what you did.
but people are not looking for perfection, and that's why Facebook Live and Instagram Live are so integral because they're not looking for that perfection. They want that organic kind of person. Of course, you want to look presentable as much as you can. You don't want to be
Right.
there, in your pajamas and your hair all over your head. There's still a point, but you can still there. So you can connect with them, and you don't have to be on there for a half hour. Jump on for 15 minutes, touch base, just be consistent, and you'll find that the people will start saying, "Oh, that's right, so and so's going live." It's and then now the woman, because she sells lingerie, it's called Thirsty Thursdays. So every Thursday she goes live and she shows the lingerie, and people are buying. And she's connecting with them, and guess what? She's asking them what they're looking for, what they want. So now she's getting feedback about things they're looking for, and then if she's making an order or buying some different items, guess who's going to buy it? The person that asked for it.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
And that's what I was going to say. It's the perfect opportunity, especially when you go live. It's the perfect opportunity to, engage with people and answer their questions and hear their feedback in real time. And then you can like adjust and, move accordingly. And I think, people like that, being able to interact with you and feel like they had a decision or a say so in like next season's products, or
Yeah.
it endears them to you. It's like, oh, Gigi, brought this product in, especially because I asked her. So
Right.
it,
It's
it
kind of like when you go to the store. I love fried fish, and near me, I have a place that I go to all the time. It's so bad that when I call up, they know my voice. Now that's really and my name. I hate to say it's really sad, but it makes me still feel kind of good that they know. And if I deviate from my quote unquote regular order, they'll say, "Oh, you don't want so and so today." I'm like, "Okay, that's just that you know me too well." But
that's
it still
funny.
makes me feel good because they know me, they know kind of what I order, and we love that feeling. I don't care what anybody says to feel special.
So there's a pizza place at the not far from me that I go to, and I order from there like once a week, and they know who I am. I order the same thing every week. They're like, "Is
Exactly.
this Meredith?" I'm like, "Yep, it's me." Uh-oh, so we did another countdown. I'm not sure if we got disconnected or not.
No, I'm still connected to you.
I think we're still good. I was trying to check the comments, so the links did show up. So, once again, for people that are interested in joining Gigi's challenge next week, the Holiday Hustle Challenge, she's going to help you get all set to sell your products online this holiday shopping
Services.
season. Hmm.
Let's not forget the services.
Oh yeah, your services too, because we can absolutely be selling services. I'm a service-based business, and I'm planning to have a Black Friday offering. So
Mhm.
absolutely, services and products. So we definitely want you to join her challenge. Gigi is a digital marketer with more than 20 years experience. She knows what she's doing. She's one of my mentors that I connected with through the Baltimore Women's Business Development Center. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Hmm.
She's also been a score mentor in the past. So she gives me really good advice. I appreciate her. And I know that she will do right by you as well. So you can text Hustle, which is HUSTLE, to 202-410-5669. I dropped it in the comments a little bit earlier. And also, you can join the challenge by visiting holidayhustleonlinechallenge.com.
Yeah. Come on, hustle with us. It's free.
Yes, indeed, for 5 days.
Yeah, we're even going to touch on Facebook because about a month ago, well, not a month ago, it was August, Facebook shops and Instagram shops that are now people are looking in to sell their products as well.
Yep, directly, via Facebook and Instagram.
Mhm.
And
Now,
you,
just a little FYI, on the Facebook shops with Facebook. If you do connect with the Facebook shops, they do require you to have a U.S. bank account that you have to provide that information to, your business information, and they take the payment and then they send it to you. So, although it sounds great, you want to look at all the details.
okay.
Because I personally don't like to wait for my money.
So is it kind of like Amazon, like where you get your money like 2 weeks after, or is it?
Yeah, I think when I was looking the other day, it was more like 30 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Hmm.
Are you going to be covering ads in your challenge at all?
Just a little bit because that's a whole nother area that you can go down that rabbit hole with.
Right.
That's a whole system by itself. Doing ads, yeah.
Okay.
However, we'll be introducing. We do have we're building our training portal, so we have a lot of videos on various things from Microsoft Teamwork, Zoom, Facebook ads, Google ads, analytics. So we'll be telling people about that too. Yeah, but right now, ads. I don't want to go because people will totally get confused.
Yeah, we want things to be easy for people. That's the goal, is like to make it easy so that people aren't apprehensive
Yeah,
about
and
things
these
that
are things
so
maybe as much as maybe a boost to start to get it the juices flowing. But I don't think getting right into ads manager with people right now because we are so close. And I've been on various different. As I told you, a conference today. They're talking about the ad rates, how they've been going up
Oh, because
um,
of the election.
for the election. If you're new, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money really quick, especially Google. Definitely don't do Google ads, right? If you don't know what you're doing, you will lose money. One in Facebook, you will really lose money on Google. So I would say just hold off on that. Try organic, i.e., free first, and try. There's a lot of different things that you could do. Now, Instagram is really easy to do Instagram ads, and for those that don't know, Facebook owns Instagram. But I find you could do an easy promote from Instagram, but you still going to connect to your Facebook, but you don't have to go through the ads manager. So
Right.
if they want to do that I would say go that because that's almost like a boost, a Facebook boost.
So let me back up on a point you made about organic, because I am all for organic reach. But for those that may not be duly initiated, when Gigi is talking about organic reach, she does not mean post a picture for your item and tag 99 of your friends.
Oh no, no,
We
no.
don't Be careful coming up
Thank
this holiday season. Make sure you get on her challenge. She is going to teach you how to
you.
do it the right
Oh,
way. Please
oh,
do not go on your Facebook profile, your personal profile, and upload a picture of the sunglasses and jewelry you selling and tag 99 of your friends. And please
you
don't
have
tag
no
me.
friends no more.
I'm gonna remove my tag.
And I have it where I have, I think it's in the security part of Facebook that um, tagging don't even appear on my timeline or something. I set it up so long ago. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, yes. Because you will not have friends for a while.
That is
That's
not how you market people. There is a way to market, and you can market organic and not spend a lot of money. But that's probably a topic for a different day. I don't want to go off on a tangent. We do need to allocate marketing dollars, though.
yes. Yes, we do. Yes,
You
we do.
can use
Um,
organic marketing, but we do need to allocate marketing dollars.
and let's talk about just a little bit. It's not about the numbers of the followers you have, because if they're not converting and they're not buying, that's almost like having five people versus 5,000. So people get so caught up in numbers. I know a particular young lady in the plus size arena who actually has, I want to say, almost 100,000 followers, but she can't sell a lick of nothing to any of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe five or not even 10. Yeah. So don't get caught up in the numbers. And I tell people,
Vanity metrics.
right, you want to get people that buy. And the biggest thing is we talked about, and I know Lamar has talked about in different things. You got to know who your customers are. The worst thing, you cannot sell to everyone.
One
Don't
second.
sell to all businesses.
Thank you, Baltimore WB. I'm going to update the link right now. My apologies about that.
What happened?
I misspelled challenge, so I'm going to jump to
Oh.
the correct link.
Yeah, you can't sell to everyone. So identify your ideal customers. Like who is the person that buys. So for example, when I carried plus size clothing, it was really it was plus size clothing for women who I think I did was 35 and up. A lot of business women, because I didn't carry everything. I carried a lot of suits and like funky evening wear and funky casual wear. I didn't go into a whole lot of different things. So a woman who is in plus size couldn't shop in my shop because most of my things started as a size 14. So I had to identify that customer.
Right.
And you can go and Google, there's how to identify your target customer or your target audience, or some people call it an avatar. If you Google that, you can, it's not rocket science. It's really just sitting down and identifying who is going to buy your product. And it's not everybody. So please stop saying you service everybody, because you don't. Because everybody doesn't want your product.
Right, and that's how you have to come up with your buyer persona, or what we call avatar, is
Yep.
like who you're selling to. But like you said, it's not everybody, because it's probably, a woman. Um, she could be, 35 to 55, or 35 to 45. There's like a sweet spot with your client. So, her
Right.
name might be Patrice. And whenever you're, crafting your marketing messages, your emails, you want to be talking directly to Patrice
Right.
every time. You don't have to call her Patrice, but in your mind, you know, you're talking to Patrice. So yeah, that's the buyer persona, or your avatar.
Exactly.
Hmm. Did we talk about chatbots? You're going to be covering
Yeah.
chatbots in the challenge, aren't you?
Yeah. Touching on it. So for people that don't know what that is, if you've ever gone to a website and you notice in the lower right hand corner mostly, something will pop up and say, how can I help you today? Or if you've gone to a Facebook business page and you notice something pops up, that's a chat bot, also known as artificial intelligence. And basically it helps the person through the inquiry or the buying process, because yes, those people who message your page at 2 o'clock in the morning really think you're going to answer them at 2 o'clock in the morning. And they're not. So what it does, it can take you through the buying process. And I use example of a retailer. If you sell commercial and residential, someone comes to your page, the bot will come and say, hi, this is so-and-so, and so-and-so's bot, how can I help you today? Are you interested in residential or commercial? The person clicks on the residential button. They say, are you interested in buying, selling, or renting? So it keeps the person engaged the whole time, at the same time gathering information as well as providing that person answers. And then you can always direct them to your website, to a selling page. It is, because there's 1.3 billion people on Facebook Messenger.
Really?
1.3 billion with the B. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. So
That's
what
what you missing
Facebook
out
has,
on if you don't have a chat bot.
so with Facebook, they have like a little automated, very generic kind of thing that pops up. How can I help you today? But to get a chatbot built or to build a customized one, you would use a third-party system. There's ManyChat, there's Mobile Monkey, and that way you can build it to say whatever you want it to. So like for Meredith, for Buy Black Baltimore 365, she can have one pop up that says, how can I help you today? What are you looking for? She can have a menu item. Are you looking for, retail, spa, restaurant? And they say restaurant. And the next question may say, oh, are you looking for in downtown Baltimore or further out in Baltimore City, Baltimore County? So it can really get really in depth.
You're giving me
and then she can forbid, or she may say when they first come, are you a consumer? Are you looking for products, or are you trying to sell or market your business? If they can't market or you're a business owner, that will go to a different chatbot. So there's a lot of different ways, and it saves her time and her team's time because they don't have to constantly answer those same questions because people don't read, unfortunately. So if it's a restaurant, you can have your hours, location, menu, all that posted in your about section. But they will direct message you and ask you, what are your hours?
Yes, and that is one thing as business owners we have to bear in mind. A lot of people, don't read, and sometimes they just want that personal touch point, and they aren't thinking, I'm sure this business posted their hours, but I'm gonna just message them anyway. So we definitely have to pack our patience.
Yeah, and if you have a small team and if you don't have enough people or you may not have someone that's manning that Facebook page, which a lot of businesses don't, they just don't have the manpower, or they may not think it's important. You may be potentially missing sales.
Absolutely, leaving money on the table.
Yes.
And once again, we out here trying to get these coins.
We don't like to leave the money on the table.
No, so we need to have these bases covered. So you're definitely gonna get us all together next week because I'm gonna be participating where I can.
Yes.
Do you have any closing remarks?
Well, I hope they join us. We're going to have fun. If you know of anyone that also is new and thinking about starting a business, or may have, started it a little bit, like 5-10 months, year ago, have them join us. It's totally free. Everything is recorded, so you don't have to worry about being at a particular time. And then every night at 8 o'clock, I'll be live, like we are now, answering questions in our private Facebook group. So you can go ahead and join, and we will send you reminders. If you want them by text, we send them by email. If you want them by messenger, so I hit you in all the sections. And we're going to give you a lot of resources as well, because I think it's important for you to have anything that you need to be able to succeed. And although it's called the Holiday Hustle, we're really just talking about the holidays, but this is information and a setup that you can use from now until whenever. It's really about setting up your business.
So Keith is going to be joining us next week. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you around in the challenge. Yeah, and that's absolutely true. Once you get these processes in place, they'll carry you, throughout. And as business owners, we have to always be mindful. Every so often new technology comes out, but we want to stay current we want to stay up on what's current right now so that we can make sure we're, covering all our bases. And especially during this season, Q4, that's the biggest influx of cash flow, for our business, for most of our businesses all year. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not, missing out on any money, or you don't have processes in place to handle your customers.
Especially since the year we've had, Q4 is going to be real important because, the people that used to vend, they couldn't vend. The summertime was shot as far as festivals, and especially if you have products that you normally know you made a lot of your money in the summer. You didn't have the opportunity. For our service providers, our hairdressers, our fitness people. I mean, there's a lot that was left on the table. So Q4 is kind of like the catch up.
Because people can offer gift cards. Oh, one question I do have for you. Are you going to be covering shipping?
Yeah, we'll talk about shipping a little bit. Okay. I know, and we'll be talking about a little bit. I know through Shopify, which I do like, through Shopify. So with Shopify, you do get a discount through for your postage, whether you use first class or priority, because they have an agreement, which is nice. And you ship it, it automatically generates a tracking number. Then, of course, you got stamps.com. But Stamps.com is charging you $17.99 a month, and that's not the postage. That's just the fee.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
I've always used
yeah,
I use Shopify shipping, and I think before that I was using ShipStation, and ShipStation was $9 a
yeah,
month. It definitely wasn't 17. And I have
yeah,
pirate ship. But yeah, there are
yeah,
different shipping mechanisms out there. You definitely want to automate that part of your process and not be, relying on going to the post office and paying the regular, retail counter price
yeah,
for your the products that you're shipping, especially if you're doing it, with some regularity. If you have a one-off box you have to send, I guess that's different. But definitely
yeah. But if you have a product or service, well, or product, I should say, you definitely want to look into shipping. What's the best and cheapest way to ship
mm-hmm.
out as well?
Yep, for sure. And if anybody has any questions beyond what Gigi covers in the challenge, I'm happy to talk to you about that as well, because I had quite a bit of experience shipping skincare products.
Especially and we're talking about advertising, for buy Black Baltimore 365 for a year, you can get advertising on an app and a portal. And I don't think we realize how that's so cheap, to be able to do that, because a lot of places online advertising is much more expensive
Right.
nowadays. So you have to think about that. Are you in that local area? And even if not, you can still get on the app. But yeah, it's very important to, because you have to spend money, and advertising is one area that will give you a great return on your investment.
And I'll share the link for those that might be interested in listing their business. I'll share the link because we have two different options for upgraded listings. We have the featured and the premium option.
Hmm.
And the featured listings are $50, and our premium listings are 125
For the year, not monthly. Right, for the
for the
year.
year.
That's a big difference. For the
And it comes
year.
with advertising. The 125 comes with advertising. So if you're interested in doing some
Hmm.
advertising with us over the holiday season, um, hit me up. Get one of those paid listings.
Yeah. And that's what they think. And just really, especially if that's your market, you have to really look into spending some money. Like you say, get a budget, no matter how big or small, but you want a budget for marketing. Um, Everything is not free. You can't rely on word of mouth, because some people don't share your information. Let's just be perfectly
Right.
honest. And you want to make whatever it is easy for your customers. I saw something the other day which drove me crazy. It was something with Instagram, and it was something for winning something. And they're like, okay, you need to tag a friend, follow this. They had like 4 different things people gonna do. I'm like, anybody's gonna do all that to win whatever. It wasn't like it was $1,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nobody's gonna do all that.
Mhm.
You have to make it easiest. Don't make people jump through hoops to get your products or services,
Right.
or even share your products or services. Make it as easy as possible. And I'm sure if you do that, you'll find that you'll get more customers.
Absolutely. And so I had another thought. I don't want to lose it. So, depending on the products and services that you sell, oh, we were talking about setting aside a marketing budget. I've heard people say that it should be 30%, but really, depending on the size of your business, especially if you're small and just getting started, you may not have like a lot of capital that you're working with. Just set aside, a small amount, even if it's just $50 a month, that'll get you something. And Gigi mentioned earlier, because it's the election season, and people are kind of, and plus we're going into the holiday season, everybody's starting to place ads now. So maybe now is not the best time to run ads for your business, but set aside a little bit of money. And Pinterest is a viable, marketing channel. They have promoted pins on Pinterest, especially if you're selling something, that's very attractive, decorative, pretty. Those things do really well on Pinterest because Pinterest is very visual. So you can do promoted pins there, and you can create graphics, on Canva and do really well with that.
Right.
And then you have the Facebook and Google and Instagram ads, but you may want to wait until after the holiday season and get a little bit
Yeah.
of training. I would recommend some training before you start
Yes.
venturing into the Facebook and
If you do any advertising, quote unquote, I would do, maybe if you want to boost the post a little bit. Um,
mm-hmm.
do it that way. That's probably, I wouldn't go into Ads Manager because the rates per click and that's going to convert is going to be very high because, like you said, we are in election season and holiday as well as remember, everyone, the big box stores are online. So you now not necessarily directly competing, but they're buying up. They have the money. They're spending millions of dollars a month to
Absolutely.
be on Google and Facebook. Millions. You can't compete with that. I don't care what you do. But maybe if you're more local or you get more local, which you can do with Facebook. But if that is not your forte right now, don't buy. Try to get people organically on your list. Start warming them up. If you've already started selling to them, selling to people in the past, get that dust off those customers and just reach out first and say, hey, just touching base. Everyone wants to find out how are you doing. You know, it's been a while since we connected. Whatever. That would be a great way to start warming up that list.
Absolutely, I agree. So as we close out, I want to remind everybody, for those of us that have tuned in, we have a few people joining us now. Um, Gigi is going to be hosting the Holiday Hustle. Next week, it's a 5-day free online challenge to help business owners get their business in shape and be ready to sell for the holiday season, which is Q4, the biggest money making season
I
of
now,
the year.
right
Get
now.
those points. So definitely click the link there to join her challenge. And when you join her challenge, you'll get an invite to a private Facebook group where she's going to be going live each evening to answer any questions and reinforce whatever the learning was for the day. So it's
Mhm.
really going to help you, get set. So the link to that is holidayhustleonlinechallenge.com. And also, if you're more inclined to text, you can text the word hustle to 202-410-5669. And also, Buy Black Baltimore 365. We want to continue to have people using that resource. We have a mobile app as well as an online directory. We have over 250 restaurants and businesses that are local to Baltimore listed on our online directory and app. So definitely check us out and use the app and share it with your friends. And for business owners, we invite you to list your business if you aren't already listed, and go ahead and get a either a featured or a premium listing for this holiday season, and we will help you do some advertising for your business. We have a local curated email list that we send out newsletter updates once a week, so you can get in front of our audience. Um, and I just dropped the link to the app as well. So do you have any closing comments, Gigi?
No, hopefully you'll join us. If not, the biggest thing I can recommend you do is to start warming up your list. Just email them, touch base with your past customers in the future, and maybe just start going live. If you can't join us next week, start going live. That way you start to connect with the people and find out what they want. And also, if you don't know, make sure you take the time to find out who your target audience, i.e., avatar, is the person who is your ideal client.
Yep, who your ideal client is and where they live, like where they spend their time online, and that's
Yep.
where you go to do your live videos. Well, thank
And
you.
vote,
Absolutely. Woo.
wash your hands, and wear a mask.
Yes. Please vote, y'all. Please vote. If you are here in Maryland, you should have received your ballot hopefully by now. So please vote.
Yeah, it's actually once we finish, I hear the debate started. I just can't wait to see what happens on that one.
Oh yeah, Kamala Harris and Mike Pence,
Yeah.
the VP
Hmm.
debate is tonight. I
Yes,
guess
I think
we'll
it
let
started
people
at
vote
9.
so they can do their civic duty and pay attention and be well informed. So everybody have a great evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to join us, and please get on the Holiday Hustle Challenge next week.
Thank you
Have
for
a good
having me.
night, everybody.